there! In this video, I'm going to introduce and explain the storyline for Karagga's Palace, the second of the operations in Star Wars: The Old Republic. Stick around until the end of the video, where I will be showing you how you can join one of my casual ops groups. I'm Illeva, and this is my Operation Storyline series, where I introduce and explain the storyline for each operation in Star Wars: The Old Republic. To briefly recap previous events, during Chapter 3 in the main class story, we learn that the Empire has begun to bombard the Republic-held planet of Belsavis. Their intention is to free the Dreadmasters, who are being held as prisoners on Belsavis, and secure the passage off-world. The Dreadmasters were a group of Sith Masters working for the Empire, with the ability to inflict crippling fear and terror upon entire fleets. They had been captured by the Republic and, while officially pronounced dead, had been secretly imprisoned on Belsavis. The Dreadmasters had mastered the art of battle meditation to the point that they could inflict mysterious terror into their enemies and project this terror upon entire fleets. So, on to Karagga the Hutt and Karagga's Palace. Karagga the Hutt, or better known as Karagga the Unyielding, is a Hutt crime lord. He is the supreme mogul on the cartel, a title given to the overall head of the Hutt cartel. He gained the title of Karagga the Unyielding after wiping out the Exchange Crime Syndicate during a peace meeting. A meeting being held to resolve a disagreement between the two parties that had turned into a turf war. Having earned both wealth and respect in the criminal underworld, he ruled as Supreme Mogul of the cartel for nearly 2 centuries, from his grand palace on Nal Hutta. While ruling with an iron fist, he is fueled by his appetite for extreme riches, and is one of the galaxy's wealthiest and most extravagant beings. The quest line for Karagga's Palace takes place shortly after the Operation Eternity Vault. The quest begins by visiting a droid on our respective fleet. The droid informs us of a dire situation unfolding in Hutt space, and that we are needed in a diplomatic capacity. Karagga the Unyielding has invaded at least 10 of the neighboring star systems, bordering Republic territory, in an attempt to expand Hutt space for the first time in centuries. As a Republic player, we must travel to Gav Daragon Cruiser and talk to a droid named RL4 on the mission deck.
Hello, I am RL4, Special Envoy of the Chancellor's Office. Please remain still for a brief identity scan. Excellent. Your skill and discretion during the Drone and Kos operation has qualified you for a special assignment. Please hold while I connect you to Supreme Chancellor Suresh.
It's always an honor to help defend the Republic.
Secure link established.
Greetings. I'm glad I could catch you. We've got a dangerous situation developing with the Hutt cartel, and I want our best people involved. The Hutts have carried out a series of brutal invasions into neutral territories along our borders. Attacking Republic forces could be their next move.
If the Hutts are becoming a threat, why are you hiding it?
We don't know if they're a threat or not. We need to get the facts before we let this information out. It's possible these invasions are just a few Hutts getting greedy, not an organized cartel war plan. We need to find out. Another cartel fleet is heading into the neutral territories as we speak. I'm dispatching a warship to intercept and investigate their actions. You're going to oversee the mission.
We'll get to the bottom of this, Chancellor.
You'll be working with Captain Harden. He and his crew have already been briefed. They launch as soon as you board. With your help, the Republic can end this threat before it begins, and keep our strength focused on our true enemies. Good luck.
Travel safely, gentle beings.
We are asked by Supreme Chancellor Suresh to look into the situation unfolding the border of the Republic space. Suresh informs us of the Hutt invasion of neighboring star systems and her suspicion that an attack on the Republic could be imminent. We must meet with Captain Harden and his crew, who are being sent to investigate rumors of the Hutt presence in the Virulent system, a SWTOR system on the edge of Hutt space, only to find that the system has already been devastated by hostile cartel security forces.
Captain Harden.
Come, let's get on with this. A few Hutt ships move into the Virulent system, neutral territory, and we're supposed to drop everything and investigate. Can't say I understand the Chancellor's concern. Hutts are crooks and schemers, not warriors. Not like the imps. This crew signed up to smash every Sith lover from here to the Outer Rim, and instead, we're chasing a pack of glorified bandits.
If the Hutts are a threat to innocent people, they must be stopped. Just like the Sith.
Suppose so. Still, seems we could prioritize a little better. Derev, get us moving. Objective? Alpha. Virulent system.
Aye, sir.
Sola, do we have the Chancellor patched in?
Yes, sir. As soon as we drop out of hyperspace, the Chancellor will have a direct link to observe the operation.
My orders were very clear. Once we find the cartel's goons, I just run the ship. You're the ones calling the shots. You ready?
Let's proceed, Captain. And may the Force be with us.
Arriving at Objective Alpha, sir.
Derev, report.
Multiple Hutt frigates, all with shields and weapons charged. Local defenders are already in retreat. The Hutts are just picking off stragglers. This battle is over, sir.
Pull us back. We don't want to be seen as hostile.
Pull us around, Derev. Half thrust away. All shields and weapon batteries align aft.
Sir, transmission coming in. The Hutts have spotted us.
You made a mistake coming here. Continue your course and leave immediately. This is Hutt cartel territory.
We're not here for a fight. We just want to know your intentions.
We are here to carry out the will of Karagga the Unyielding, supreme mogul of the Hutt cartel. Karagga commanded us to seize this territory, so we have. Now leave.
Captain, take us away from here. We should contact the Chancellor.
Derev, full speed away. But keep the shields up. Sola, contact the Chancellor.
I saw everything. It's exactly what I feared. Coordinated, cartel-approved military actions. Karagga the Hutt had better have a good explanation. Set course for Hutt, Captain. Your guests are going to have a word with the head of the Hutt cartel. I want to know exactly what he's planning.
Karagga may not be interested in talking, especially if he actually is planning something.
Refusing to talk to you would be an answer on its own. I won't pull forces from the front lines without more information. Speak to Karagga. Be respectful, but firm. The Republic doesn't need another enemy, but we won't ignore what's happening here.
I'll have my best pilot shuttle you down to Karagga's palace as soon as we're in range of Hutt.
Good luck, and may the Force be with you.
Up until arriving in the Virulent system, Captain Harden had believed that direct military forces towards Hutt space was a waste of resources, and that the Hutt cartel does not pose a threat like the Empire. However, the situation in the Virulent system confirms Suresh's suspicions, and we are dispatched to Hutt on a diplomatic negotiation mission. As an Imperial player, we must travel to the sized Shadow Dreadnought and talk to a droid named YD-33, also on the mission deck.
My registry indicates you are the Emperor's Wrath. It pains me that my inferior design prevents me from prostrating myself. In fact, my circuits are overwhelmed to be in the presence of such august figures. I am in the employ of the Imperial Diplomatic Service. My masters have urgent need of you.
Diplomacy is for the weak. I speak, others obey.
That is exactly why the Ambassador needs you, my lord. Our relations with the Hutt cartel have taken a sudden turn for the worse. and Ambassador Rove believes it'll take more than talk to salvage the situation. Each of you has had extensive dealings with the Hutt cartel. Your combined expertise will certainly turn things around.
The Hutts often forget that wealth is not the same as power. I will remind them.
Ambassador Rove will be thrilled to hear your enthusiasm. He awaits you on his diplomatic vessel. Please see him at your nearest convenience. I do hope my technicians overlook this momentous occasion during my next memory wipe.
We learn that during Karagga's attempt to expand his territory, he has also sent back the remains of the Imperial ambassador and refuses any further direct contact with the Empire. The only form of negotiations he will allow is through one of his disposable Evokai representatives, the timid Ambassador Grubb. After meeting with Ambassador Rowe, we are dispatched by the Empire as part of an envoy to Hutt in an attempt to remind him of the strength that an Imperial Hutt alliance holds.
And you keep no less impressive company. We are certainly ready to show that the Empire means business. Ambassador Rove, Imperial Diplomatic Service. It's regrettable we couldn't meet under better circumstances.
What happened was unpleasant.
Huh? Oh, yes. This is Ambassador Grubb, the Hutt cartel's most recently appointed obstacle to our negotiations.
They mock us by sending this pathetic creature.
I'm glad I'm not the only one to think so. Karagga the Unyielding is living up to his name. Fatally expelling our ambassador is just one of many worrisome moves he's made recently.
Who is this Karagga the Unyielding?
Supreme Mogul of the Hutt cartel, unquestioned ruler of the Hutt domain, paragon of the Hutt species.
That's sufficient, Grubb. Karagga is the most powerful Hutt in the galaxy, and he rules the Hutt cartel with an iron fist. By his decree, the Hutt cartel has invaded no less than 10 of its neighboring systems in the last month.
Not invaded, incorporated. Those systems had been such good partners, they were invited to join the family.
Regardless, Karagga is expanding Hutt space for the first time in centuries, and he's been conveniently unreachable when the Empire needs its allies the most.
What's there to gain by cutting ties with the Empire?
Either he's leaving us to hang in the war, or he's switched sides.
That is not true.
Whatever his reasons, we need to change Karagga's mind. I want to send an envoy to renew the Grand Mogul's confidence in us.
Oh no, you mustn't. Karagga the Unyielding wishes not to be disturbed. Please, I don't hear any concerns. Please.
He needs to be reminded of what our alliance has to offer.
Excellent. I'll have this tribute loaded onto the shuttle by the time you're prepared to depart. I'm sure Karagga will come round once he sees how serious we are about this alliance.
Crucially, the Empire is unsure why the Hutts could cut ties and turn their back on such a powerful ally without any obvious provocation. Their immediate assumption is that the cartel has switched sides and joined the Republic. Significantly, both the Republic and the Empire make note that the Karagga's action and the cartel's hostile invasion of neighboring star systems seems out of character. It suggests that there is more to the situation than it first seems. Upon landing on Nal Hutta in close proximity to Karagga's palace, we are immediately met by a heavy and hostile presence of his personal army, including Gamorreans and Weequay, guarding his entrance. We are seen as intruders, and there will be no diplomatic audience with the Hutt. The palace compound consists of the main palace itself and a droid factory. This is presumably where the Hutt is manufacturing advanced war machines to support his invasion effort of neighboring star systems. After fighting our way into the main palace, we are met by an angry Karagga the Unyielding, along with his protocol droid, the Herald of Karagga.
Kubwa funga na jibo.
You have entered the colossal presence of the almighty Karagga the Unyielding, Grand Mogul of the Hutt Cartel.
Jope chuta. Kasu ya liko ya rado. Kapa kiyotapa.
Karagga desires that you savor his hospitality.
There is a slight difference in the wording he uses to greet us depending on whether we are Republic or Imperial players. However, there is an important significance to be aware of during the Imperial cutscene.
Kubwa funga na jibo.
You have entered the colossal presence of the almighty Karagga the Unyielding, Grand Mogul of the Hutt Cartel.
Punchimo. Oba Jonalito Isti Potoga.
Karagga desires that you savor his hospitality.
Imperial cheats, not content to steal from my borders, so they send their assassins? There has been no indication of any attempt by Imperial to impose on Hutt borders. In fact, Ambassador Rove had been surprised by the actions of the cartel, which suggests there hasn't been such provocation. So the question is, who is Karagga referring to here? While we are not giving an immediate opportunity to find out, the information we seek and reason behind the cartel's military aggression is revealed to us later in the operation. Unfortunately, in a very clear homage to Return of the Jedi, we are sent falling through a trapdoor into a Rancor pit by an amused Karagga. It is here, in a large ring surrounded by acid, that we face our first boss encounter. Bone Thrasher, Karagga's personal Rancor and one of the guardians of his palace. Once defeating Bone Thrasher, we are able to move through the lower levels of the palace. We fight our way through various guards and past fleeing guests towards an enraged Karagga who begins heading for his droid factory. Inside of the audience chamber, we are met by our next boss encounter. Two mercenaries, a Kalish named Jog and a Deveronian named Zorno. They are the personal bodyguards of Karagga, who can also be seen standing by his side in the cutscene during our initial audience with the Hutt. Once Karagga's bodyguards are defeated, we then move out of the main palace and make our way towards the droid factory where Karagga has set up his defenses. The entrance to the factory is guarded by our next boss encounter, a large Kintan named Foreman Crusher, a powerful and savage creature often used as enforcers and watchdogs for the Hutt cartel. Throughout the factory, we must find our way through numerous droids and technicians before meeting the last of Karagga's defenses, a droid boss encounter named G4B3 Heavy Fabricator. G4B3 Heavy Fabricator is a battle droid with regenerative armor, one of many of Karagga's advanced war machines, and an example of the cartel's military power. After defeating the battle droid, we are finally able to face Karagga himself on a landing platform at the spaceport inside of the compound.
It is my singular pleasure to present, once again, my master, Grand Mogul of the Hutt Cartel, Supreme Power of Hutta, Unchallenged, All-Powerful, Karagga the Unyielding!
Pawachi Chopa, Chimpa Nolia Makashisa!
While piloting a six-legged walker, another example of his advanced military power, he swears to confront us in person. We are able to destroy his walker, killing Karagga in the process, and escape from his palace compound with his personal data key, a device containing his most closely guarded secrets.
Back so soon? I expected Karagga to prolong negotiations for at least a week. Was Karagga suitably impressed with our offering?
The Hutt's mind was made up before we arrived. Karagga wasted no time trying to kill us.
He what? Of all the suicidal... I knew Karagga was overconfident. I didn't know he was stupid. Did he say anything? Any indication why he's bent on destroying our alliance?
I pried this from his cold, grubby hands.
Karagga's personal data key. Let's give it a look, shall we? Finances, blackmail, favorite recipes. Karagga's most closely guarded secrets laid bare. Now this explains a lot. The Hutts weren't just taking territory, they were losing it.
Karagga wasn't expanding. He was hanging on to anything he could.
He wasn't a graceful loser, and he had to lay the blame somewhere. It seems Karagga executed my predecessor after Imperial ships reportedly invaded a world housing his favorite holiday estate. Preposterous, of course. The Minister of War would never have approved that. But it's one of the more believable accounts described here.
I'll listen to anything to learn who's behind all this.
It's pure chaos. A mass exodus from Srilur. Cartel forces turning on each other in blind panic. A monster swallowing fleets whole over Cyboria. Either the survivors of these attacks were incredibly imaginative, or they've all gone insane.
The deluded ramblings of minds drowned in fear. Fear is a Sith's weapon.
The last thing we need is another would-be emperor. I'll disseminate Karagga's files to the right people. If anything comes of it, you will be the first to know. In the meantime, I'll see that some of Karagga's tribute sees its way into your possession. You've done the Empire a great service today.
According to Ambassador Rove, Karagga had been under pressure from financial blackmail from an unknown source. Unidentified Imperial ships had been invading cartel space, forcing Karagga to retaliate in any way he could by invading the neutral territory surrounding Hutt space. Rove goes on to describing the confusing and chaotic events described in Karagga's data logs. Mass exodus from star systems, cartel forces turning on each other in blind panic, and tales of monsters swallowing entire fleets. They sound like the stories of minds that have gone insane, drown in a mysterious terror.
Yes, Chancellor. They've just come in.
Karagga refused to talk. He tried to kill us as soon as we arrived.
You can't be serious.
Slimy, murdering filth. We'll blast that palace of his to rubble.
I doubt that will be necessary. You didn't let Karagga escape, did you?
We had no choice. He wouldn't back down. We did find one clue. Karagga's personal data key.
Zola, take a look. See if you can use this to access Karagga's systems.
Aye, sir.
These maps show outside incursions into Hutt space from some unknown force. 15 in all. They lost a lot of ground.
Then the cartel attacks weren't simple expansions. They were replacing territory they'd lost to some other enemy.
These attackers may have started with the Hutts, but they could be a threat to anyone, even us.
I suspect you're right, Master Jedi. We need more information. Much more.
It's strange. There's no real information on the attackers anywhere in the data. Just a name. The Dreadmasters.
Who in blazes are the Dreadmasters?
That's all I can find, sir. Whoever they are, they're dangerous. None of the Hutt fleets sent to fight them reported back.
I'll have the SIS investigate immediately. We must learn everything we can about these Dreadmasters. Once we do, you'll be the first people I contact.
You can always count on us.
I can't thank you enough. The Republic owes you a tremendous debt. Stay safe, and be ready for my next call.
Been a pleasure. All of you.
Hardin speaks of the cartel losing a lot of star systems to invasions from an unknown source, forcing a desperate Karagga to attempt to make up the lost territory. There is no information on the identity or origin of the mysterious attackers, just a name: the Dreadmasters. Thank you for sticking around until the end of the video. If you're looking to try an operation for the first time, then make sure to join my community Discord and look for the raid sign up channel. We run weekly operation groups on the Dovmalker server, specifically designed for inexperienced players looking to get into operations for the first time. This is a friendly, laid-back and patient environment where game mechanics and tactics are explained in detail. Alternatively, you can find me on various social media found in the description down below, where you are welcome to contact me directly if you have any questions with regards to joining an operation group. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on future videos in this series. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, then please consider giving it a thumbs up. I'd love to know if you have ever tried an operation or are interested in trying, so let me know in the comments. Finally, I would like to thank my patrons for their continued support. If you would like to become a patron for as little as $1 a month, then links and more details can be found in the description down below. Bye!